Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset Management.
BK Asset Management's Kathy Lean.
Boris Schlossberg, Managing Director at BK Asset.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hi, everybody. How's everybody doing? Somebody give me a sound check, mic check. Let me know everything is good. You guys seeing my screen? I see myself over here. Let me know if all is good. Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Really, really great day for us today. Lots of vol, lots of things to do. We're going to crank it out as much as we can. One thing we're going to try and do here is lower size. Remember, the higher the vol, the smaller the size you want to trade. I'm going to trade a little bit of micro to start with, to get you warmed up, and then we can trade larger size as day goes by. But markets obviously having a decent correction here. It was interesting. We're sort of drifting, and then we just fell out of bed here. Ironically enough, fell out of bed, on basically Russian nuclear fears that did not materialize, which you would think would be risk positive. But after like an initial held, I think the market started to sell off because we basically now just need any excuse to, I think, come in a little bit. So trend clearly as we start the day to the downside. Moving average is really separated here. I did a little bit of scooping up at the bottom over here in the 60s, but honestly, the better trade right now, I think, is going to be to the downside. It's going to be selling the highs if you can. I mean, we certainly in the S&P maybe having a little bit of a V-shaped recovery, but I think this whole 590 area, which was a big support area, now is going to be the big resistance area, and I'm going to be happy to short a truckload of this thing at this level. The scalper indicated is not really showing anything because we had such a big move. We haven't even had the first signal, but I think the first signal to the downside here is actually going to be probably a sell rather than a buy. Generally, you guys know that my preference is. By the way, let me see if I can get this bigger. You guys seeing this bigger? Is this like a little? Is this easier to see? I just I went to Eagle's Eye View to give you an idea of where we were today, which was with 590 was the highs. We just make the 850. By the way, look at 855 as the low. So obvious, was such a really easy pickup over there. But now, just a knee-jerk reaction to the upside where we're kind of probably going to be stalling around this area of 80, which is where we kind of crashed. And although I don't really have a setup here, I don't have a problem like just doing small sizes, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to lay out the small size here at 78, 75. See if I can catch it back here. Buy back for 8-9 ticks. Just scalp it out. Now I'm doing this on micro sizes. I could easily do this on a mini size, but in a volatile environment like this. Good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm just talking about the fact that when you have lots of volatility like this, we're down 75 basis points before we even open. It's really wise to kind of trade small, just to get a vibe of the feel. There's no reason to be a hero at the beginning of the day. We got to get the feel of the price action. My view is that these are sells rather than buys. Right now, I'm not a momentum seller, so like this is not a sell for me in a sense that this is a momentum sell to the downside. I like to sell the highs, buy the lows. But generally, like this is not a bad trade. If I wanted to take it. But one thing I will say though is, when you're kind of looking at this, that is interesting is what happens next. What I'm curious about is where's the next red signal going to be? If the next red signal is going to be above the 2, that means maybe the near-term lows are in. But I think my vibe is I think we're going to come back down and the next red signal is going to be below the 2. And that's going to be an opportunity to get short again. Watching the location of the labels, as well as the price levels, really kind of helps you position yourself quite accurately over here. So could we have a V-shaped recovery? Maybe. I mean, market has been indomitable, right? We've just been absolutely killer as far as upside goes. Just nothing has been able to stop it. So every short has been a death wish. But it does feel like we should be correcting a little bit here as the day progresses. Still, I'm not going to trade my opinion. I'm going to trade the price action right now. If you're looking at what the scalping indicator is telling you is the near-term tide has turned. You got two higher purples, reverse labels that are higher than the other one, which kind of suggests that if you get the next red label to the downside. Good morning, guys. I'm just kind of showing you my thought patterns here on the S&P. If you get the next move to the downside, it's actually more of a buy than it is a sell. We got, what time is it? We got 12 minutes to the open, right? Big sell-off. I'm going to try and test the lows over here. Let's see. What about the S&P, the Nasdaq? Listen, Nasdaq took the 500, it went all the way down to almost 400. Now took up the 500. Now I really like the sell here on the 500. I'm going to do a sell on Nasdaq, just a small one, because we got a basically round number trade at around 5507. Bumped ourselves back up from the 400. Now, is this going to V-shape itself all the way up there? Possibly, but Nasdaq has been relatively weak here. Weaker than the S&P, and I'm kind of happy building a short trade here into the resistance around 560. So we'll see. This is just small opening size. Again, I'm trading very, very small on the account. Not really being a hero because I'm going to conserve my energy and conserve my capital for bigger fights if I get a fight later. But this, V-shaped recovery kind of dying out of the 500 level, I'm happy to begin my short cycle process. What's my target here? 97. 17 is my stop. 97 is my target. Just pre-market scalping over here. As you guys know, I like to sell highs, buy lows. I'm effectively trading with the larger trend. We're underneath the large trend. This is the big trend. This is the small trend. So we're negative big trend. But I'm trying to, sell the peak of this move. See if I can get a, good quick reversal here. 1920. All right, we'll take close. I took 30 ticks. A 40 tick is my position, but I took 30 ticks. No need to be a hero. So, as I said, there's always two ways to trade. There is the chase way and the retrace way. The labels that I show you here can be interpreted both ways, either as a kind of a buy the bottom or sell the reversal, the breakout. So, for example, this is a very, very deep number one label in here. Generally, I would never be. I would always be a seller of the number one label because that's that's usually the first part of the trend. But the most important part is not the count of the labels, but the separation of the moving averages. Look at the separation of the moving averages here. You got like close to 40 basis points of separation. It's 419 against 565. What is that? Each 20 points is 10 basis points. So like 120, yeah, it's like 60 basis points. A really, really, really big gap. When you get that kind of a big gap, I actually prefer. I like to buy. I would have. I actually did buy this. I bought them a little bit earlier, but I love to buy the label rather than sell the label because this is sort of the George Costanza trait, the exact opposite of what makes sense. People are like, oh, we're in a downtrend. This is the first sell signal. I should be selling. No, you're probably selling the bottom, and I love to buy the bottom. Now this one is printing a higher, a second higher, purple label, which suggests that, yeah, we might be V-shaping all the way up to the 550, 560 level, which is fine. I'm going to let it breathe here, let it do its thing. The S&P is doing similar kind of a thing around the 580 level, right? The S&P broke down around the 5,900. So 5,900 is definitely going to be, if it races back up there, a pretty big resistance level. It's going to be a pretty good level to begin the shorts. But for now, like, this is a halfway decent reversal signal, meaning that you want to be a buyer here because you're getting higher lows, and and it does work. You can see that the buy would have worked. Not my kind of trade, but I'm happy to point that out to you for all of you guys who want to trade continuation. Good afternoon, everybody. If you want the indicator, here's the link to joining us. And if you want the indicator plus my coaching is going to be today. Past the prop, big discount, $3.99. You can join me right there. And obviously, of course, make sure you load up on the Apex accounts, which, by the way, are actually doing okay. Remember, I have the $250,000 account. I am at 254,860, right? So we'll see how the day goes, but maybe we can get up to 255, 5,000, a third of the way towards funding in a very, very, as you can see, very, very steady, very easy peasy way. So all good. One other thing I wanted to tell everybody, if you're in Europe, if you're in Asia, I started a whole new thing, London calling. We're going to do 4 in the morning till 5:30, which is like 9 to 10:30 London time, which I guess is like 9 to 10:30 Singapore time, or maybe 10 to 11:30 Singapore time. We're trading Bitcoin, we're trading gold. If I have a chance, we'll trade Nasdaq. So we traded today, which was okay. But then after I left you guys, I killed it in Bitcoin. And tomorrow, I'm going to show you how I cracked the code of how to scalp Bitcoin with much less volatility than I showed you guys today. So everybody who has got a CFD account, who's in that part of the world, come join me. I created a whole bunch of new tools for MetaTrader. I'm giving all those away. Bring all your friends, and bring all your friends here today. Matter of fact, as more and more people come in here, I want everybody who is interested in trading to bring their friends along to get an idea, because as you can see, I do a lot of trades here, and I'm a huge believer that the best way for me to teach you is for me to show you. You don't need 1,000 explanations of what woulda, coulda, shoulda. You just want to see how I'm doing it and get a good idea of what's working, what's not. So we're stalling a little bit at the 580 level in the S&P. We got 5-6 minutes to the open. I'm going to kind of wait till market opens to see where they want to position. Obviously, this is going to be the key level. If they're going to start puking in the first 10-15 minutes, this is going to be the first area of support that I'm probably going to try to buy the dip over here. I am trading small today just because the volatility is large. The larger the volatility, the smaller you want to trade. I'm trading ultra small, little bit micro. I'm definitely going to step up the size as I get a better vibe on the day. But I don't I don't need to be a hero. And also, yes, I want to do 1,000 a day, but if today is going to be a $300-400 day, it's not a big deal. I'm not in a hurry. I'm in a mode to really run this account into a perpetual funding account. And so far, I've been really trying to control my risk really well. That's really the key. What else going on here, guys? Any questions? Anything on your mind? What have you guys been trading? You see my my res here. I'm trying to see how the resolution is on this thing. It's not horrendous. I'm trying to see how the res on the what you guys are seeing. It should be at 1080p, but yeah, you can show. Yes, you can join me at 4 a.m. Just if you go to our, all you got to do is just have to go to our YouTube channel, I haven't posted tomorrow's lives tomorrow. If you go to our YouTube channel, go to lives. I will post all the for the Wednesdays and Thursdays tomorrow. I have to make like new slides and stuff like that. But yeah, just post them and you'll see. So there'll be a London and a New York session Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday every week now. So it'll be really, really cool. So should be a lot of fun. Absolutely. And I'm actually curious. Let's do this. We did this in the morning session. I'm curious to see. The question I'm going to have is, no, I don't want to do Q&A. I want to do poll. Yeah, the question I have for you guys is, actually, we're going to do two questions. Do you have a CFD account? So this is what I'm asking you guys is, do you have like a Forex, indices, gold CFD account? This is obviously not going to the U.S. Customers, because U.S. customers obviously cannot have it. So answer yes or no. I'm just interested to see who has access to CFDs. Now answer in the poll, guys. Phoenix, answer in the poll. As many of you as possible, because I'm really, really curious to see how many of you guys have the accounts and what we can do, because the whole idea. Paul is asking me, how do you do 300 with a very small risk? Sorry, are you looking how to make $300 with a very small risk? Is that your question, Paul? To make $300 a day, you have to have a $10,000 account, and you got to be willing to puke up maybe 3,000 to 4,000 of it when things go badly. That's the approach that you have to accept. So, if you're looking to do $300 a day and you don't have 10,000, and you're not willing to put at risk at least 5,000 of that, then you're never going to do that. There is no such thing as making $300 a day on a perpetual money machine. How's the GC long term? Let's see. How is GC shorter term? Let's take a look at GC. So I was shorting in Europe. I was shorting all of this. This was like money. GC actually looks a little negative, right? We just sort of like a risk. It's all part of risk off. Again, nice big move to the downside, 37 to 29. Unclear to me where we want to go here. We'll watch and see if what signals we can get. I mean, clearly, I think this 28 to 25 zone, definitely a buy zone. It was a support area yesterday, so it was a resistance area yesterday, so it's got to be like sort of a little bit of a support area here. So if we start puking somewhere down here, I'll probably be on the opposite side and try to buy it. But otherwise, I mean, it really, really is big resist over here. My natural read is I definitely want to be a buyer at 25 or under. Definitely want to be a seller at 45 or over. But in between, we just really don't have much going on. Look at the S&P. S&P making a pretty clean, clear V-shaped move here, and Nasdaq doing the same thing, right? So I wanted to show you. So this was. We weren't going to do this before because it's market open anyways, but here we are, market open. S&P red, when the red is 2 is above 1, right? This is a great buy, not a sell, right? Now we're starting to kind of pop our way up towards the pre-market levels. And I'm actually like if I get a purple a purple label to the upside, a big purple label, I'm going to be happy to short this. I think this is going to kind of die a little bit. I want to watch the S&P a little bit here. I still think, the dominant trade here is to the downside. So at this point, the higher, the big greens are going to be big sells. Certainly 890 should be like the first zone, and then 5,900 should be a key level. Let's do a little bit of this Where am I here? All right, where am I? I am at 87.75. Looks like I'm going to get tagged out. All right, no problem. All right, 88.25. Trying to see how much of this I want to take back. It's a little bit, a little bit of vol here, a little bit V-shaped here. I recovered my trade because I was just basically trying to stay myself a little bit even here. I don't need to be a hero again. If I miss on the first one, on the second one, I want to just take a little bit less. I am happy. I'm going to wait, try to be careful here and wait, see if they can try to get to around the 19.95 level as a short. I want, again, my idea is I want to be shorting tops here. I think this V shape is going to kind of exhaust itself somewhere around here, but no need quite to be a hero. The 550 would have been a great area. I, just missed looking at this. Maybe, what we can do. I think let's look at NAS. We'll look at NAS and S&P at the same time, so we can kind of follow the price action. Time is it? It's 9:33. 3 minutes in the open. Not much going on here. Yeah, look at that. That 550 over here was such a good area. It was like 558 was the peak, and it kind of reversed itself down. Let's give it a few minutes, just kind of see where the price action is going to settle in. I doubt we're gonna clear this with strength. I think we're going to consolidate a little bit here, maybe come back up and recover. The market is definitely indomitable. Gold is also popped up on. This is just on the open, and it came back down. So this is a tough trade. I think I want to get long a little bit of gold here, just for shits and giggles around. See if I can get my trade in. Nope, I kind of missed it. Let me see. I was trying to get in around the 30s, 30 and a quarter. Because why would I want to be a buyer instead of a seller on this trade? Because we're already big moving average separation. You want to buy the dip rather than sell the dip over here for the time being. And then you kind of playing the fact that there may be double bottom support over here on the move. All right, I'm going to get out of here because I had the trade. It popped up. Now it's kind of coming down. I may want to be a buyer a little bit later. What's $399? It's $399 versus $675. Past the prop, 3 months of Kathy's signals, my signals, and my coaching. That's the Past the Prop program, Lonnie. So if you want to sign up, here's the link. I'm putting a link in here. Okay. How long did it take me to realize I was a scalper? I think I've always been a scalper. I just I finally just realized. See, look at that. Look how nice a pop that was. That was a nice pop. I just simply missed the trade. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna let it play out. V shapes are tough to trade, guys, because you're sort of in no man's land. You start, you want to get long here, and it starts to fall to the double bottom. You got a long way to repair it. You want to get short here, it could spike out against you for a few more points. So if I'm going to be short, I want to be like around the 200 SMA. I want to be short around that area. which puts me at around 95, 93, 95. Until that point, it's just not worth it. It's a good, this is a good example of how using the indicator, using price levels and just watching price action gives you a little bit of a richer selection of trades. You're not as you don't just do a bunch of knee-jerk moves here into the trade. On the other hand, I will say that you see how you have the on gold, you have the double purples. I am kind of tempted to want to short this over here on this bottom, because I think gold looks a little exhausted. But I don't really have a great reason to do this. Maybe we'll do it small. In at 32. Let's see if we can manage it. I'm not gonna really fight this trade too much. If it goes higher, I may just simply let this one go, because I'm trading very, very small amount. If I'm wrong on this trade, I'm not gonna fight this market till I get into the upper echelons over here. Meantime, let's go take a look at the S&P. S&P continues to climb. It's like, you guys, you gotta know where you want to make your battles. I'm not really, making my battles over here too much. I'm just actually gonna see if I can just get myself out of here. Oh, there we go. And I blew myself out of here. Because, I felt it was going to be a short, but I didn't really feel it was going to be a great short. So we took a little bit out of it, and that's fine. This is going to be an area of where there might be some interesting buys as a double bottom. Definitely the 625 is going to be a big support area. Here, I'm looking for that resistance area around the 590. And Nasdaq coming up around the 550 area again. And probably going to burst through this, right? So we probably want to be, again, I'm trading very small on Nasdaq if I want to get into that trade. Okay, if I'm willing to fight Nasdaq, it's going to be, what did I get? 30. It's a 46 to 37. It's a 47. Oh, I'm gonna get stomped on Nasdaq, which is fine. So Nasdaq is likely going to verticalize probably somewhere around here. I'm going to give it a little bit of time to see, how I want to. Damn it. All right, 52. Ran right through it. Nah. All right, we're going to let this one run a little bit before I get more size on this trade. I want to get into like the 580s, 570s. See how it's extending here? This is where I want to be. At 78. Now I'm going to get it back. Now I have 20, 31 ticks close position. So let me explain to you what I'm doing here. Because I'm doing small size, and because I'm doing double the entry. So it's 1 micro, 2 micro, 4 micros, right? 40 ticks is my profit. That's 40 ticks, 40 ticks up, 40 ticks down. I take 40 tick target, 40 tick stop, right? So as soon as I'm at 21 ticks or more, I'm at break even. So once I get to 31, like at level 3, when I'm doing a third part of this trade, it's plus 31 ticks. I took it right back, just to get myself back into clean territory. Now I can if I want to get, I want to be a hero and I want to short here against the 2060, which I'm definitely do. I will get short over here, 79. I missed the trade because I was talking. But I really, if I want to get short, I want to be short like right in front of this century mark, but at one size, not at 4 size. We're crossing over into positive territory. I know this looks like it's going to be a positive trend, but the first crossover into positive territory usually kind of peters out around a small peak over here. I'm trying to find that top over here on the move. Meantime, this was a pretty decent double bottom over here on this, and the S&P. Where's the S&P? Remember I said to you I wanted to be short like right around here. That sort of would have worked as well. I'm missing the trades here. Well, no real edge over here. The edge was somewhere around here. Now I'm just going to simply stick around and not do much. All right, I'm actually going to short the S&P here at this 91. Let's see if I can get in there. I'm okay, 91, 93, 95. Like, I'm going to stay patient with this trade because this is pretty much a V-shaped recovery to the big move. So now we're going to get just larger. Where am I? Now I'm at 93.75, and this thing goes to 95 or higher. I'll get larger there. It's obviously starting to really motor up through this level, but these kind of big spikes, you see, like I love to sell the big green level here. Let me. Oh, and I already got it resolved. So that now we just resolved the trade for a nice clean profit. Let me show you how that worked, so you guys can see it. You can see my methodology. So you see over here, I sell. Where am I? God, this is like so much here. So I sell 91s. I get stopped out. Then I sell 93.75s, and I buy them back at 91.75s. Nice and clean. Market is now starting to go positive trend. We're going to be a little bit patient here. Let's see how much of a positive trend it wants to be. If we stay here for about 10 minutes or longer, that means maybe they want to take it higher. If this kind of just dies out after 10 minutes, comes back down, I think that's pretty much the top. But we did make a V-shaped recovery. Remember I said to you, like, the thing about this market is no matter how negative you are, it will always kill you. It just comes back like the Terminator all the way through. So you have to be very careful of how you want to short. Similarly, by the way, if you guys want to see what I was doing here, all right, hold on. Let me show you the executions on this thing. So, see, I sold two. I sold them basically at 47, got stopped out at 57, then sold more at 76, and I bought it back at 69. Not the full 66. I bought it back at 69 just because I just needed to kind of get myself flat on the trade. When I go into my second or third cycle, I'm not looking to really win. I'm looking to just basically minimize my losses. I want to win on the first cycle, maybe second cycle. But a third or fourth, I'm just looking to to try to take it back. I'm clearly wrong, and I'm just battling the market to try to take it back and get myself into a better position. I can always, as you can see, once I take that money back and flatten it out, can go back in at one side, at level one side, and have a good time with it. Oh man, sorry, I'm getting this settings, just getting rid of the execution labels. So we are. Is there news today? I don't think there's any news today. Let me see. I think we're. Let me see. Polymarket's next bet is will nuclear weapon detonate in 2024? 14% chance. That's not a infinitesimally small chance. That's funny. Yeah, I don't see any news on the calendar. But let's talk about why I scalp and why I find that to be an incredibly cool strategy for everybody. So look at this. 35% do not have a CFD account. Okay, cool. Let's end this and let's do the next poll, which is do you have a prop account? And I know many of you have both, but I'm just curious. Because whether you have CFD or whether you have prop, the very cool part about scalping, now look at this, now it's starting to come back. Remember I told you that I thought we were going to die out at this level. All right, let's see where we go here. Looking at gold too. I just want to see what gold wants to do. All right, we're going to play this game. I'm waiting for gold to come in here. We're going to play this game and see how well it plays out. So I have higher lows on the purples. This is a sell-off that I want to buy this dip. I want to buy this dip on the assumption that gold is essentially either bottoming out or kind of doing a little bit of a turn. So I'm going to make bid here on the close this 19-20 second. At about 10 seconds, I'm going to start join bid on gold. Small size, small size, not really trading this hard. Made bid and I just missed it, I think. Damn it. Maybe I'll get it. We'll see. Nope. All right, in at 32.5. All right, let's see if my thesis is correct here. So looking for 20 ticks. Let me see what I want to do here. Maybe we'll do this. See if we can get like 10 ticks out of this move. Because this is such a great exit, such a great technique for. I mean, let's do this in slow mo, and you guys saw this. You saw me doing this. What's my thought pattern? My thought pattern is I got a reversal signal over here, right? And if I want to minimize my risk, don't you think it's better to instead of buying the highs, buying the lows, like buying the dip? If I'm right, this thing pops hard. If I'm wrong, what's the worst that happens? It comes back here, it makes a double bottom. I get stopped out. I get long again, a larger size, and I resolve it. Instead of being like over the skis, if I buy over here and it kind of dies out, I've lost the step. Then I got to reconfigure one more step. Then I got to reconfigure the double bottom. So I'm basically sort of one step, sometimes two steps behind if I'm buying on the highs versus buying on the lows. Now this thing, coming back down again, fine. I was able to resolve the trade quickly. Now we're kind of, dipping again. Would I come back down and buy this at 31s? Hell yes, because now I have small size. Let's see if I can make bid here. All right, I'm in at 3. If this thing pukes all the way down, it's fine. I'll do a double bottom buy. If I get taken out, I get taken out. I'm not going to cry about it. But if it gives me a chance to scalp out again, I'll scalp it out again. I should have waited a little bit. I should have waited a little bit longer. I was talking to you guys. I didn't pay attention to the candle. I should have waited for the candle to be 10, 9 count. I bought it. The only problem with what I just did there is I wasn't patient enough to get in here at 30.7 on the close of the candle. So my execution was not great. Now I'm just gonna have to probably resolve this in two layers. But again, the idea is I'm trying to buy it at its cheapest point and try to flip it back out. Buy it and flip it. Buy it and flip it. Same concept over and over again. Well, S&P really came back down again, 581. Look at S&P. We came off and back into the sell zone, right? So interesting. Like here, the S&P. Whenever this is a pretty strong sell signal to me, that kind of failed at the level here. So I kind of like if I get a green. All right, I gotta manage the gold trade now. Let's manage the gold trade, and then we'll deal with everything else. So this is kind of a double bottom move here to the bottom at 29s. I'm in at 28.9. Let's see if we can make this happen here. Maybe still a little too early, but the idea is I'm trying to play the trade the double bottom game here. Nope. Looks like it's going to really puke down. I'm going to have to get a little bit larger. But remember, I said 25. I definitely want to be a buyer at 25. Meantime, I'm perfectly happy to short this thing at 90. Let me just make sure I got the right size. Did I get there? I just missed the short. I just missed the short. Let's see if I can get. Okay, I'm short at 88.75 on the S&P. Let's see if gold is going to work for me. And this is show you the S&P. The S&P was a super easy scalp. You see that? See how S&P was a super easy scalp? All right, you know what? I'm going to get out of the gold position. Oh, why can't I? Oh, okay. I'm out of the gold position just because I didn't want to bother with it. But like this was a super easy scalp. Why? We had. Let's look at the S&P trade and what it showed us. This is the thing that I love. So we had a V-shaped recovery. We died at the moving average. We have a label 2, right? Label 2 on the sell side, right? Now, if you're a momentum trader, you could have just simply taken this to the downside. But you know me, I'm a retrace trader. So what I'm looking for is actually some fake strength. I want strength through the moving average. I want to sell the moving average breakout. This is when everything's it's making a V-shaped recovery. Bullshit. It's totally a short covering over here. So selling at this level was a super easy, clean trade to the bottom. That's just put me up. That is the golden child plus 1,000. Dr. D says he's 1,000. Did you short with me at around the 89s, Dr. D? Is that what you did? Where are we? Which comments? Oh, the comments on the bottom? You did? Okay. Awesome. I don't know what you mean by the comments on the left-hand side. I don't have any comments here. And the screen is not completely unaffected by my comments. So I don't know what you guys are talking about. All right, here's another move, back up through the move. Is this a turn? I'm going to bet again that it's not. I'm going to bet again. I could be wrong here, but I'm going to go bet again here. Now, again, I'm trading small. I just took this back, and we're going to take it back. Exit. Let me show you how that worked. It was so fast that you didn't get a chance to see it. So, I'm trying to teach you the technique. Oh, fuck me. Come on. Here's the execution. So the execution was 86.50, and we took it back at 85.50. Took it back at 85.50. Yeah, I actually should have taken it back at more. But again, I love to sell the big burst to the upside and then buy it back. All right, I'll leave you guys alone. So remember, I said that if this got stopped out, I had a reasonable chance to work it out during the double bottom. What is this? This is a pure double bottom, right? And that's what gave me the chance to resolve the gold trade. So I'm about $100 away from from $5,000 to 2,500, 254.88889, right? And I have not yet made a single mini contract trade. Like I'm not even trading with 1/100th of my buying power right now. Just trading small size because lots of volatility. It's not really clear directionally, where we're going here. You want to vibe it out. Are we going to establish a more longer term downtrend, or is this, is this the big question I'm sort of working with right now at 10 o'clock is the market done selling for the day? Are we going to try to recover this moving average and start to go higher, or are we going to just fail here? And until I get a clarity on this move, I don't want to get larger. With gold, you can see that we sort of died out at the 640, and we're kind of testing the 25. Once we start stretching away from this level, we're already 36 to 27. It's about $10. Once we get to $12 separation, you want to be a buyer, not a seller, just because there's so much gap between the moving averages. The lower risk trade is going to be buying the dips. So as I said, I want to be at around the 25 level. At 25, I'm probably going to get large and get the bigger contract and start trying to get around those levels. So what's S&P showing us? S&P is showing us that my thesis that this is a short may be invalidated, because what we're having a higher highs on the purples, the reversal labels. We are still capped by this moving average, but if we come back and recover this thing and come back up to the upside, it's much more of a upside trade. Same with Nasdaq. Nasdaq is now recovered the upside. Nasdaq is actually sort of in buy territory, right? So let's have fun with Nasdaq. So Nasdaq, in my opinion, now is more of an upside than it is a downside trade. And I actually, again, using my retrace approach, I want to be buying the red candles. So if this candle comes in, if this candle is red, right, and it closes, I got 38, 39 seconds. I'll take a micro position in this thing again, because my view is, I'm going to buy this one sell. As long as it, I got to let it complete 20, 25 seconds. $13 seconds. All right, I'm going to join bid here. All right, we're long the micros here. I'm buying the bid. If this thing gets negative, I will be happy to try to see if I could resolve it, to the downside a couple of times over. So we're going to get 2. All right. Let's see if this gives me a pop to the upside. But here's where the support lies. Here's where the support lies again. It may have faked me out. I thought it was going to turn to the cross to the upside. Maybe it kind of died at the large. I may have rushed my up thesis a little bit, but it's fine. I'm going to try to work and resolve it. All right, 2-1. All right, and we are at all right, cool. And I actually resolved that whole thing at full P&L. So it took, you got to have a little bit of balls of steel. But remember, it's a lot easier to have balls of steel when you're tiny. So this is micro, 4 micros. That's not even, that's not even $100 risk on a $250,000 account. Boom, boom, boom. I resolve it. Now I'm at 254,901. But I really, at this point, it's not clear to me where we're at. We're not, we're up biased, buying the dips and an up biased eventually worked, but it's not, not quite clear that we're going to, we have broken through the thing. I want to see it break through the 200 SMA. Give me some confidence that we, that we finally made the turn on equities, and then start buying the dips then, It's still not quite out of the woods. It could just fail over here, and if it starts failing and it goes to 2,000, 20,500, it goes all the way down here. It's essentially going to reestablish a negative bias. Still doesn't mean that it's still, to be truly negative, it needs to break the 400 level, but it's not positive. So I will watch it carefully. Tiago, I do live trading every day, Tuesday through Thursday. Also, I do live trading on Monday for a while. You've been looking for such for a while. Good. Welcome aboard. Have fun. Enjoy. You're going to find a lot of trades here that are different from what you're used to, because what we're doing here is scalping. You see how like the 2 label appears now. Now we're starting to create more of a negative trend here for the time being. It's still, we're still not negative trend, but not a place where I really want to be a buyer just yet. Although I bet you this is probably not a horrible buy, but not a buy that I really want to do. You see how we're failing over here? I'm just trying to see what the market. What are we, 9 and 10:03? Yeah, we got to see what the market wants to give us here. Where's my Goldie? Oh, gold. I did. Oh, look at this, guys. We putzed around. We should have bought the gold in the 25s. I just, I got distracted by the Nasdaq. The only problem is that I just don't have enough eyes to buy all the trades, right? Anybody trade the gold at 25s? Anybody take that trade? Anybody was watching that? I hope you guys did, because that was such a clean, easy trade. Boom, boom, booms. Nice big resolve over here. All right, you know what? You know what's cool though? Let's watch the gold here. So gold to me. So if I get a red label, this is going to be 1, 2, 3 red label. If it sells down, I actually want to be a buyer here. I want to come back and trade gold with you guys. We'll watch S&P out of the corner of our eyes, see if it starts to make the uptrend, right? But gold, let's watch gold a little bit here. Let's see how much it wants to puke down. All right, 3 label. Now, is this a good buy? No. I'll tell you why it's not a good buy. Because this is a lower 3, right? It's a lower 3. Meaning that it's much lower than 2. Can it pop back up? Absolutely. Can it make a V-shaped recovery? Absolutely. But what I like to do is, I don't need to be a hero. I'm going to wait. And if we get a 4 at somewhere over here at a higher level, I'll buy the 4 dip. I'll buy the 4 dip rather than being a hero and buying the 3 dip. Because I have 1,000 opportunities in front of me. I don't need to be a hero right now. Maybe this is going to puke all the way down to the 24s, 23s before it finds a base. I'm happy to let it do its thing. But you get the idea. I want to be buying the dip at kind of a higher level than the prior level, because that at least gives me a reference point and a good entry point into a trade, right? It's all sort of like, just kind of these perverse ideas of where I want to be. It would have worked. I had a vibe. It would have worked at 27.05 for maybe about 10 ticks, but it wasn't just a strong a trade as I could have had. So I just decided to pass on it. Meantime, S&P still putzing around underneath the the large moving average. So we really don't have a vibe as to whether this is a, I mean, this could very easily be just a U turn, you know, where we go up to the moving average, come back down, and now start to really grind all the way down. And then a retest again of the 50 level, at which point, yeah, I want to be long at the 50 level. But, you know, if that's the case, then great. If we start breaking out above, that's a different story. Then we can start thinking about, you know, buying at dips above the moving average. You guys following what I'm talking about? Is it clear to everybody? Well, look at this. Half the people have the prop count. So I kind of deviated from what I was trying to say, which is, you know, why do I think scalping is like the best strategy for both prop and CFD accounts? Well, if you want low risk strategies, because you see, like, you know, let me show you. Let me see if I can show you the report today. God damn it. Usually in Trade of 8 can never print reports during this time of the day. It's annoying. It's just, you know, it's catching up. But I'll show you. You see my my target. You know, remember I was like at 254.7. I'm at 254.9. I get to 255, nice and easy. Yes, I know I got to go another 10,000 more to get funded. But, you know, when you look at my P&L rate, you know, just sort of like my drawdowns, they're minuscule. They're literally minuscule. I have a $6,500 drawdown. I think I had a $500 drawdown cumulative on this thing. So the whole point is that, yeah, it's going to take me a long time maybe to fund this account. But once I fund it and I trade it in this manner, it's the whole idea is to have the account for life, right? Or at least for a year. Which is the key thing. Everybody who comes with me to pass the prop, after they pass the account, their second or their first most, you know, important question is, how do I keep my my funded account, which is the hardest part. And this is a good way of doing it we're trading small and scalping around, trading quick, just taking money, boom, 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 like a pigeon, right? There's a great chapter in the first edition of Market Wizards, a guy named Mark Weinstein, who is sort of like trades. Yeah, I think I kind of subconsciously imitated the way he trades, but he makes this really interesting point. He says that if you know, he obviously a New Yorker. He says if you ever watch pigeons, right, and you watch the way pigeons eat, they will just take a peck. They'll just take a peck of the food, right, and you cannot ever kill them. Like I've seen cabs flying in the street, and the pigeons at the very last second will always get out of the way, out of their way. It's really, it's pretty well known. It's kind of hard to kill a pigeon because they're so quick in their reflexes. His point was that yes, I may take small profits, I may take tiny little, you know, clips over here, but you will never kill me because I'm always, you know, quick to get out. And get out of harm's way. And that's what scalping is all about. It's about, you know, taking the position, quickly making money, and getting the fuck out, coming back in. It's really, really cool. Some firms understand this, so you must have trades running 2 to 5 minutes. Some of my trades are actually less than 5 minutes because we're trading for Apex. Apex is an awesome firm, and they don't give a shit how long you trade. I mean, obviously they want you to trade for seconds, and they don't want you to do latency arbitrage, but they could give a flying fuck at how long you trade it, as long as you run your P&L in a very, you know, in a very tight manner. So I don't know about other firms, but, you know, the accounts that we trade are Apex. That's our partners. I want everybody to get those accounts because they have the least stringent rules for all this bullshit. I never understood, you know, as long as I'm not trading news and I'm not doing latency arbitrage, what do you give a shit about how long I hold my trade? Unless you just want me to fail. Yeah, I mean, they're pretty cool about it. All right, watching. So, you know, my instinct was correct, guys, right? My instinct was correct on gold. Buying this dip would have been a great trade. Now we're, you know, now I have to be patient, watch for this, you know, for this dip trade to come in. Nasdaq, S&P just twiddling its thumbs, trying to figure out if it wants to consolidate and go higher, or kind of roll over and go lower. No direction, no trade, no movement that I want to do here. Yeah, we'll have to see. How's here's Nasdaq. So look at Nasdaq. Like, this is such a tough trade. You know, if you're a believer that this is going to be an upside move, right? That this is just sort of a consolidation. You know, you'd be a buyer here. Would I want to be a buyer here? I could be a buyer here, but you know, it's a lot of like, it's just, there's an expression in Yiddish, meaning it's a lot of tsuris. It's a lot of grief if it goes against you, which you don't really need. Like, it's not clear whether this is an up or down trade. It's just a flat trade right now. And when we're flat, when the moving averages are right next to each other, we're flat. My rule is always to just hang tight. There's no need to be a hero over here. Let the market show us, you know, where it wants to go. We did a lot of good trades today already. Let me see if I can get the. I wonder if the reports are working. Let me see if the reports are working. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the reports. And you know the main thing I just wanted to show you was just to look at the tiny ass little drawdowns, right? Like 40. I'm just literally dicking around, and I'm still, you know, accreting P&L. Now, obviously, I could get larger. And I could, you know, go 10 times the size as the day progresses if I have the time to work on it. But the point is, even at 10 times the size, it's a $450 drawdown. It's a $500 drawdown against a $6,500 budget. That's what I mean about like controlling risk on scalping. That's why scalping is such a cool trade. Oh man, what's going on over here? Now I can't get myself out. Oh, here it is. Okay, cool. I was like, I lost myself on the ladder. All right, looks like we're turning. Hey. Maybe we've. It's like pulling teeth here, trying to get this thing to work. 0007. Was that a pigeon? Was that our pigeon? Right. That should be our you know, our mascot. Pigeon, you know, the scalper pigeon, right? So who likes this? Who's having fun? Give me some yeses, since I'm so bored out of my mind right now watching trades. Okay, look, NAS is starting to show us a little love, right? So if NAS is showing me a little love, now I want to be a buyer of the two trade. Like, you know, if I get a red, I mean, it's still dicking around. We really haven't had a lot of separation here. So I can't be totally definitive that this is an uptrend, but still, at least we recovered the move, right? Been trying to find a gold dip over here, and I have not been able to get the gold dip. Gold has just been a straight up reversal trade. All right, let me see if this is okay. I'm gonna. Oh shoot, I'm wrong size. Okay, join bid. Let's see if I can get. All right, I'm in. Where am I in? Again, small size. I might have to eat this one. Let's see where we're at. Okay, this was. So I'm buying. I was basically trying to buy the one dip. I was a little too early. Still, shit. I'm just early. So I'm burning this trade. I needed to wait for the candle to close because I'm rushing the trades here. Fuck. All right, we will. We're gonna get larger here. This doesn't work. Okay, join bid at 19. Oh, it's still 19 seconds. All right, still a little too early on my trades here. This is where I should have bought. I should have bought right here, which I kind of close came in. Let's see if this pops up. Now, this is not really a great signal. It's like not that it's really strong up, and you know it's about a bit. It still looks like it could be distributive, and I could have gotten myself into a little bit of a trouble because it's more of a distribution top than it is a buy to dip top. But you know, let me see if I can get myself out of this trouble here. I'm going to get myself out of this trouble. So I got myself out of this trouble on this dip. It wasn't super clear. Dr. D says chase 2 wins. I need like a, well, the motto with me is always don't chase, retrace, but I'm trying to create some kind of a clever statement. Now look at this. This did finally work. Now, what did I fuck up here? I fucked up one simple thing, execution, right? I started buying this shit mid candle. Had I just waited for the close of the candle, it would have been a 1 resolve. It took me a 2 resolve, made a little bit of money, but I could have made more money had I done that. So, again, just a bad execution strength. Now look at gold. Let's look at gold here. Okay, we still have a couple of minutes, so I can hang with you. Let's see if we can do gold. So gold, I'm going to try and be patient here. I'm going to wait for the candle close. I'm going to wait for this dip to come to me and see if it works. If it doesn't work, I'm going to resolve it on the bottom at the 26s on the double bottom here. But I'm small gold. I'm perfectly happy to give it a shot here. 16, 17 at around 10 seconds. I'm going to start putting a bid in at around 10 seconds. Okay. I'm in here. 5 seconds. If it's going to puke all the way down to the 27 level, I'm happy to get larger here. But let's see what it wants to do. Nasdaq still at the 200 SMA, really hasn't pulled away. Once we get into the 600s and above, we recapture that level. That's when it starts to get a pretty clear signal to the upside. That's sort of like when we want to be looking at Nasdaq as a potentially interesting trade. All right, I blew out of my gold position for a small 9-tick win because I got to go, guys, and I didn't want to get into a long cycle waste. But the techniques, I really hope you guys are loving the techniques. I'm fucking up the executions, but the techniques are so cool, right? Just you wait, you buy, you buying the dip, you buying the counter trend move in a. It's like I can't even explain it. The big wave is going in one way. The small wave is going the other way. You're just basically getting into the small wave because you're trading the big wave, right? The big wave is to the upside in the Nasdaq. The big wave is to the upside is a reversal wave in the gold. So you're just trying to buy the tiny little crest of the wave on the other side, and that's what makes it so much fun. All right. Any final questions? Anything else I can get you guys? I got to run. Come to me tomorrow to trade Bitcoin. I really cracked the Bitcoin code tomorrow. It's going to be so much fun. We're going to go apeshit crazy during London time trading Bitcoin, which is going to be really, really fun. Everybody have a good time. Let me see. Let me leave you with all the links. So my friends at Apex, please make sure you give them some love. If you want to come coaching with me today, we're going to discuss a lot of these things in much more greater detail on my coaching. If you get the coaching and you buy it today, you instantaneously come into my coaching session and are able to do a private session with me. So if you want just the indicators themselves and just join us for a month, here's the links. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a fun time. Anything else? Any final thoughts from anybody? No? Dr. D made his 1,000. He's having a good time. And then he went back, he chased 2 trades, and he shut down the computer. Good man. The motto of our game here is don't chase, retrace. And as you can see, those are generally lower probability trades, right? As I leave you, let me just sort of leave you with this thought pattern. If we get through the 2,600, if we start getting a little bit of moving average separation, that's going to show us a possible upside trend on Nasdaq, it's going to be just buy the dip for the first couple of times. That's going to be the money trades over there, and you can do those in size. And I'm going to try and do those in size and see if I can get myself to 255 on the account. All right. Otherwise, I hope you guys had a great day. I'll see everybody in London, and I'll see everybody again in New York tomorrow. Everybody enjoy. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.